Hey guys, in the last video, we started working on our niche wall. We also worked a little more on our fireplace renovation with the lime wash treatment. You guys remember what it looked like when we first bought the house, right? The walls were dark, grayish brown, and it had this real heavy little fireplace. So in this video, we're going to continue working on our niche wall, putting up the finishing touches of decor, and just styling the living room and dining room a little bit. Okay, so the arches, I did this braid texture. I just used this orange peel, but there's some areas where I can see a line. So I need to go back, which I don't want to do because this type of texture that I bought takes forever to dry. I didn't get the quick setting one. I should have gotten the quick setting one, but maybe I'll just do a very, very thin coat, but right here, there's a line, and so I need to even that, yeah, even that looks like I fixed it. Okay, so my dining room, it's like one of the main things you see when you walk into the house. So it's really imperative that it kind of makes a statement, but yet it has to blend. Okay, so I have some finds. So let me tell you about this piece. I got on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, I thought it was carved out of stone, which would have taken a real craftsman. And I asked them in Spanish, are you sure it's not plastic? It's made of something from the earth like stone or granite. They said yes. When I picked it up, it was plastic and had already drove all the way there. I just gave the old man the $20. I didn't even argue. I just was like, have you ever done that where you just like give in and buy something even though you don't want to buy it because you don't want the hassle of letting them down, which is stupid because it was my $20. But anyway, so I have this. I have this from Home Goods. I have this obelisk, which we got in a haul. I have this, which I love. I really like the way the light shines through, and it does mimic the one over there, but yeah, so I like that one. I painted this at our last house. It's just made out of a bunch of cement and wall texture and stuff like that. So we have that piece. We have this book, Pacific Natural, at home, by Jenny Kane. It's kind of boring and bland. I mean, I like a lot of the rooms, but they all kind of have the same color scheme. So it's a little bit unforgettable. I mean, it's a little bit forgettable, I meant to say. But I did buy an acrylic book stand, which is not here yet. It would have been best if we waited, but I'm just going to go ahead with this. I got this in an estate sale, and I love it. I think it's from Guatemala. I mean, it's truly old. I got these breadboards kind of played out at this point. And then we have this piece, which is going to stay here. And I just have like some board games, some Uno cards. Remember, I sanded all the layers painstakingly. And then I added the inserts. This is just PVC. I got a piece from Home Depot and I cut it down and replaced the broken glass, the scratch glass. I got these couple little pieces that I got thrifting. And then I made this. I made this mirror. And I've been scouring Kelly Wearstler's videos, and my favorite book by her is in my bedroom. And she always has something like funky, unexpected. So I decided to use a bright pink. Of course, I could have used black, but I decided to use the bright pink. And this is huge, this mirror. And I sewed it and then flipped it right side out. I hid the seams. Sometimes I would do it and just not even care and not even sew it right sides together just to save a step so I wouldn't have to flip it back. But I went ahead and did it professionally. And so I scrunched it up. I just think it looks really cute. So let's go ahead and assemble all these goodies in the dining room while we wait for the wall texture to dry. Remember this chair, right? It's a dupe for like a Nordic design I got off Alibaba. It's really nice. Instead of paying thousands, I paid a few $100. Has boucle, but looking back, I should have never gotten this color boucle because we have the dog. The dog loves to sit on it. So it wasn't the smartest purchase, but I'm glad I didn't pay thousands and thousands for it, you know? So, so I like this little, I like the chair right here because the living room is jam-packed with stuff as it is. So I made it with the technique. This isn't leather, this is vinyl. Usually I make them with leather, but I'm not in San Francisco right now to buy more lambskin. We'll put this one there. It's nice because the pink is mimicking the pink in my bougainvillea. This is actually from my front yard. I planted that. Okay, so we're gonna put this sculpture here. I kind of like when things look a little casual. You know, when it's casual. Not everything's hung. It's just like leaning. It's a little more laissez-faire. So put that there. Then we have this ridiculous thing. Which you go somewhere. You don't want it? We'll give it to Brandon. No. Brandon! No. You want to give it to Dylan? No. He's so stingy. He'd rather put in the trash than share with his brother. Okay, so we have this. I'll just put it here. We have our book. You want to know what was so tacky? So the ice cream truck was outside, so I took my kids. I didn't have any, you know, it's hard, like who carries cash anymore, right? So I took my kids, I found like $7.80, and we ran out to the ice cream truck and I was like, I have $7.80. Is that gonna be enough? Anyways, we ended up getting our ice cream. It takes the $7.80, and then my daughter Billy goes, that should have been $6. Each thing was like $3. It's like the ice cream man is trying to like hustle us out of $1.80. Like how tacky is that? Anyways, but back to the decor. I'm thinking that it looks really good. So let's go over everything. Behind those screens, my son stays there, my 23-year-old, who's kind of like, sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. I'm glad he's here and I hope he stays forever. It's one of those situations. So we will build a wall at some point, but for now we just have those screens because this house has an excessive amount of space. And we don't need, like that could be an office, but that also right there, that little cove on the right could be a little office too. We just have my son up there right now. He just walked up there. But yeah, so I like how I mirrored the pink from the bougainvillea and the pink on the mirror. I think it looks really good. So we have that little situation. We have our little boucle chair. And then over here, at some point I want to get a different table and a different credenza. But for now, it is what it is. Let me tell you, this thing holds a lot of stuff. It's very messy, but like, you're gonna have a whole little office in there, if you know what I mean. In here, I just have some of my knickknacks and seasonal things for a while. Oh, those will look good too, but I'm kind of over the all white stuff, but I should probably sell these. I got these from CB2. Selenites. I bet you I'll list those on Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if this is dry enough yet. I know it's not. Yeah, I can see it's still wet. Actually, I could put a little more wall texture. Right there. Oh, I put a bit much. A little bit right there. There we go. Where else? A little bit in the back. A little bit more right there. A little bit right there. All right. So let's wait for that to dry. We'll give it 30 minutes and then we'll paint. Okay, so the fireplace looks pretty dang good. Only thing I need to do, see the top part right there, how it's so much of that grayish taupey color. I need to go over with a little more joint compound because that's the layer of paint that I used. And you know, when it's wet, it's kind of hard to tell, but I need to go over that with some white so it's not such a bright, it's not such an obvious cluster of color. I want it to be more transparent, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the bottom is where I want to do something, but I don't know. I'm wrapping my head around so many ideas. So I just want to show you guys. Okay, so if I do a search for travertine and limestone fireplace, you come up with, you know, limestone tiles with the German schmear technique. I really like the German schmear. I want to do that on the bottom, but I'm kind of thinking I want something a little less textural since I have all that texture up top. But that's probably one of my favorite fireplace searches is lime wash and travertine, because then you get like a combination of styles, because it's definitely going to be a combination. So that's modern 90s plaster. My house is pretty much 90s, but I don't think I want to go that route. I think I want to use some more stone at the bottom. I really like this one because you see my top looks like that, and then I could do like some sort of stone at the bottom. If I had the budget, I would get one big piece because I know of a place that does remnants. And also, before I made that mirror, I had went over and made like a piece of art, right? Let me show you the piece of art I made. I just painted it black, and then I put these, I was really into fluted wood when I first moved here. But I put that there, and then I just put a piece of fabric. Kind of reminds me of African colors, but, so, I mean, I don't know if I really like this or not, but I just have this here for now. But it's just, it's crazy when you, you know, when you don't know what you're gonna do. You can't really complete the project, you know? Okay, I have a hat on. You guys, my hair, I'm like, it is not the business. And so I'm trying to basically start from scratch. It does feel healthier, but I just can't get the vibe. I can't feel myself with this hair. So I'm gonna put on a hat, but let's finish painting. Let's start painting, okay? This is the end. And you know, if my husband was here, he would have done such a better job. He would have sanded it. But when you sand joint compound, oh my God, the dust gets everywhere. I couldn't take it anymore. So I'm gonna leave it as is, and I think it'll still look cute. So my wall colors are called Marshmallow. And it would have been cute too if I went in the inside with like a contrasting color, but you know me. It's gonna be all the same color. I even wish the ceilings were all the same color as the walls, which I might do one day. The ceilings in this sunken living room, paint them the same color as the walls. I think that'd be cute.
Put your picture on my mirror. Start to blush when somebody says your name. In my stomach there's a pain. You walk in my direction, I go the other way.
Of course, we still need to do a treatment to the bottom, but I can live with this for a few months until we decide. I think all the elements are going nicely together. I like how this piece that I got from the antique store in Fresno, I like how it ties in to the piece on the table right there. So yeah, I'm going for like a Kelly Wearstler-esque vibe here with a lot of architectural, sculptural elements that aren't quite matching. I wish I had more. I wish I had grander pieces, which I might scour eBay and stuff for. But for now, I'm pretty happy. Like everything is basically thrifted except the travertine and that tufted chair. But I really love that Marquina marble side table. It's just gorgeous. So this is how the niche wall looks with everything in a holistic sense. You know, if my husband was here, it would have been a little better. He would have sanded it longer, but you know, sanding is such a mess. I just couldn't take it. because it was getting everywhere and I didn't have any plastic to tape it off. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is looking nice. Even the piece we made is kind of like unexpected and different. We got the full length curtains. I have a tutorial on how to use rod pocket panels to make it so it works with the ceiling rod. You basically just have to like make little pleats. But yeah, I think this little vignette's good. I got rid of that other piece that I got on Facebook Marketplace, the faux stone. I just couldn't do it. This is kind of how I want the bottom of the fireplace to look. I want it to have this. Just imagine, oh, it's so heavy. This on the bottom. That would look so cool. So I'm happy with this little vignette. I'm happy with everything so far, except the table and this credenza. But I think the living room looks gorgeous. Coco always wants to be on my favorite chair. That's why I kind of regret getting that color, because I think once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna put a little pillowcase on it so that he doesn't dirty up my chair. But yeah, I'm gonna end the vlog there. I'm super happy with what I've done, how I've decorated my sunken living room. Of course, I want to get white oak at some point, but so I'm going to New York tomorrow to go look at our investment property. We've never been there. We bought it sight unseen. So that the next footage and vlogs will be all about Buffalo, New York. But for now, I'm gonna leave you with this little ending. I'm sorry I didn't get to complete that, but like I said, I have to buy the stone and figure out a game plan, the most cost-effective game plan. Because I tell you, my husband's so over me and my decorating. You know, it's like he wants me to leave well enough alone. But it's like my style's constantly changing and evolving. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Red sound. Yeah, wait. I said, yeah.